Hi everyone! Last time I made this recipe, I did it as a caramel date sauce on my banana ice cream, and I just made it on the fly. And since then, I've perfected the recipe, and I found that it is so good on apples, and it's great with celery, and you can pretty much put it on any fruit that it sounds good to you. But I absolutely love this. I've been making it all the time. I've been having it for breakfast and for lunch and even for a snack. And it's so good that I wanted to share the perfected recipe with you. So let's get started. For starters, I have about 27 Halawy dates pitted in this little cup here, and that equals around a little over 7 ounces of dates, around 200 grams if you're going by grams. I again am using one small persimmon that is soft, not hard and crispy like an apple, but softer. It's more moist inside, so that really helps with this recipe. I'm going to use one Fuji Apple. I am using a little bit of this Authentic Foods vanilla powder. It is not raw, but I really like the taste of it. It smells amazing. So I'm just using you only need such a small amount, but it adds so much to the aroma and the flavor. And in this bottle, I have the water of a young Thai coconut. So this is coconut water, fresh from fresh coconut. I like to open the coconuts up as soon as I get them home, put all the water in glass bottles and put them in the fridge so that whenever I want them, I can use them. And they're really handy. And then I don't have to have the big coconuts sitting around in the refrigerator because we don't have any room because of all the other produce that's in there. So I keep my coconut water in these bottles, and they work great. These bottles actually came from a company called, actually I think it's called Synergy Kombucha. And I don't drink them, but my mom and my sister do. And they save the bottles for me, and we just peel off the labels, and they work great. My husband uses these as water bottles, and I think they're great for anything, so we love to reuse these. So there's just dates, one persimmon, a little bit of the vanilla powder, and some coconut water. And then once the dip is done, I'll cut up the apple and use that. I think last time I used a lot less dates in the recipe. I think I only used like 12 or 15 dates last time. So there's a lot more dates, which makes it a lot sweeter. And if persimmon season is over for you, you could probably try adding a little bit of banana just because it would make it kind of creamy. That would probably be really good. Last night I was testing things out, and I tried just the dates, the coconut water, and a little bit of vanilla, and that was really good too. So if you don't like persimmons, or if persimmon season is over for you, you can play around with the recipe. But this is so good. This recipe reminds me of peanut butter so much. It's like a completely nut-free peanut butter, but it also reminds me of cake batter, and I don't know, it's just so good. Okay, so I'm slicing my persimmon in half because sometimes they have seeds in them. I'm going to put this on the top. There's no seeds. So I'm just going to use a tiny little shake of the vanilla powder just to give it a little hint of vanilla. This smells so amazing. I cannot even tell you how good this smells. And you can just use vanilla extract, or just get the Tahitian vanilla beans. You can use those as well, and that's, that's even more pure. But this stuff it's really good. Okay, so I'm just going to pour about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of the coconut water in That helps to make it a little fluffier. And I'm going to use my Cuisinart Smart Stick for blending. And just blend the whole thing together. You can use your regular blender, but it will likely be really hard to get all of the dip out of the blender, but I'm sure you can get a spatula down in there and do it. The little bullet blenders would actually work really well if you have like a little bullet blender, or even a little food processor. Those little tiny food processors are really nice, and you can use that too. And this blending, you can use any date that you want. Your dates should be pretty juicy because you want this to be really creamy. If they're not juicy, if your dates are more dry, you're going to want to soak them first to get them moist. I'm using Halawy dates because those are my favorite and those are what I have access to right now. Barhi dates in the summer, oh my god, that would probably be even more amazing. Any dates that are your favorite will work. So I think when you're adding the coconut water, do it slowly. Like add maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons, and then if it's really too thick for you, then add a little bit more because you don't want to overwater this. I probably added just a little bit more coconut water than I usually do. But this is still super creamy and amazing looking. It's really thick and it smells like peanut butter. It's so crazy. It tastes a little bit like peanut butter. Okay, so I'm going to pour this in my bowl. When you go to take the inside part out around the blade, if you're going to do this, always unplug your appliance because you don't want to injure yourself in any way. So be sure to always unplug before you get in here. Especially if it is a really thick consistency, it will really get stuck in around the blade. So this is really fluffy, like cake batter. That is so good. Okay, cut up the apple. The great thing about this snack is that depending on how many dates you use, this particular meal right here is going to be around 700 calories. So you can really pack in the calories if you're looking to get a lot in for the day or for your meal. I love Fuji apples. Fuji apples are my favorite. They're really a crisp apple, and sometimes they're a little tart and super sweet, which I love. So here is a fabulously delicious meal. Look at it, yum, so good. And it's such a nice snack. It makes a great dip. It's so yummy. Oh my gosh. It was so good. So fluffy and so creamy. Do you guys remember Jif peanut butter? It reminds me so much of that, because Jif peanut butter, they added sugar and all kinds of crap to make it taste really, really good. So it kind of has that taste, but this is healthy. This is actually good for you. There's no GMOs in this. And so good. It's also really good with celery. I found this out too because I thought, just dip it in celery. It's so good. Okay. So, anyway, I hope that you guys get a chance to try this perfected version of the date dip recipe. This will go great on your ice cream as well. This is so good. I'm seriously addicted to it, and I'm going to be really sad when persimmon season is over because it's getting close to that point if it's not over already. We actually had a short persimmon season this year because here in California we had some frost issues over the last few weeks and last month. So anyway, I hope you guys like this recipe. Please click the like button if you want to see more recipe videos, and thank you so much for subscribing and for watching and supporting this channel. You guys are awesome, and I will see you next time. Remember before going raw, if you were on a diet or you were watching your weight and you had a dip like this, you'd be like, little tiny nibble. And now, with raw food, you can have a big mango dip. On every bite. There's no concern.